Hey guys, welcome back. This video is going to be a little different from my normal fare, as it's a good old-fashioned commentary video. Yeah, remember those? I have a brainworm in my head that won't leave, so I'm just going to slap some unrelated gameplay footage on screen and ramble on until I'm done. You ever wonder why movie reviews on YouTube are so long? I mean, it's not really a mystery. YouTube's algorithm favors longer videos, as well as the fact that more runtime equals more opportunity to place mid-roll ads into the video, as well as boosting watch hours, yada yada yada. Podcasts, reviews, and long-form content in general does well on YouTube. You see a catchy title and a runtime of 2 hours and think, great, that's the length of my gym workout. I listen to YouTube a lot more than I watch it these days, because when I'm washing dishes or what have you, I put on something long. Usually video game reviews, as that niche appeals to me, and listen while I work. But why movie reviews? A video game review being that long makes sense to me. Anyone who wants to cover the game's mechanics, story, atmosphere, and what have you in any kind of depth needs a long time to go over everything, especially a story-driven game that can be tens of hours long. But a movie is usually 1 to 2 hours long, and summing up the literal events and thematic elements of the story shouldn't take longer than around 10 minutes. You can go more in-depth than that, talking about soundtrack, visual effects if the movie has any, whether the editing is just serviceable or if it's great, but all that isn't really necessary if you want to recommend the movie or not, you know? The point of reviewing a movie? Alright, you guys need an example. Thorias Unlimited is a YouTube channel that reviews movies and TV shows. When reviewing movies, he tends to stick to 10 minutes or less, which is really great form. He sums up his thoughts, talks about what he liked or disliked, tells the audience whether or not he recommends the movie, and that's it. He's done. He doesn't ramble on for an eternity, belaboring the same points. He doesn't go on crazed, disconnected rants, and he keeps the video to a manageable, digestible length that still accomplishes the main point of movie reviews: to share his opinion on the quality of the movie in good time. He is unfortunately the minority. Movie reviewers on YouTube frequently release these bloated, swollen videos where they spend unholy amounts of time to blurt out the most basic of concepts. Okay, while I was making this video, I stumbled across a movie review of the latest Doctor Strange movie by a channel called Mauler. This movie review is 6 hours long. 6 hours. Fuck off. Nothing you have to say is worth sitting through 6 hours of you whining. I could watch Avengers 3 times in 6 hours, and it would be so much more worth it. If you didn't like the movie, the mature thing to do would be to upload a 10 or 15 minute video concisely explaining your gripes without wasting my time. This is hugely disrespectful to the audience, to the material you're reviewing, and to humanity in general. No review needs to be 6 hours long, you weasel. Movie reviews in general have turned into these unholy time vampires where the reviewer gets progressively more angry and possibly less sober as the review goes on, repeatedly making exaggerated statements like "worst movie since Captain Marvel" and "kill me now." Don't tempt me. The MCU and Star Wars sequel trilogy have provided these charisma vacuums with more than enough content to keep making these quote-unquote reviews that keep getting longer and longer and more unhinged as time goes on. I don't care how Scene 37 of Thor 4 made you particularly angry. Exploring each and every plot hole that each and every movie contains does not make you clever. You are not holding movie making to a higher standard. You are lowering the standards of movie reviewing. A long movie review is a sign of incompetence, because it means that the reviewer cannot explain his thoughts in a few simple sentences. Like I said, the entire point of reviewing a movie is to explain your thoughts in good time so that people who trust your opinion can decide if the movie interests them. You are disrespecting the art of movie reviews with these videos that are themselves longer than most movies. These videos do not help anyone who wants to know if the movie is worth the watch, as they'd have to sit through an entire day's worth of ineffectual, effeminate complaining before you got to the point. Anyone who makes movie reviews this long ought to be ashamed of themselves for having such lackluster communication skills that it takes 6 hours for them to say, "bad movie, do not recommend." The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. If the review is long enough that I can feel myself aging while watching it, it is not worth my time, or anyone else's. The only purpose it serves is to expel rage and frustration about how bad the movie was in your opinion, which is really pathetic. These videos are temper tantrums. All of them. None of them have value. Not one. It does not take you 2 hours to sum up your thoughts on The Rise of Skywalker unless you have an IQ that matches room temperature. That's all I have to say. Like, subscribe, and get out. Video's over.